Sergeant Derrick Watson here, joining us in studio. So, Sergeant Watson, first of all, tell us why you decided to join the Army. You're a 9-year, I wouldn't say veteran, 9-year active duty, correct?
Yes, sir. Currently going on 9 years in July.
All right, so why did you just decide to join the Army 9 years ago?
So for me, part of it, in a way, was family tradition. I had a few grandparents that served, but my biggest influencer on making this decision was my Uncle Sean.
Okay.
So he, throughout my whole childhood, was serving at that time. He had 13 years in the Army, 8 Air Force Reserves, and retired out of there in 2015. Went down to the recruiting office. He signed the forms. We went over the jobs, and one thing that stuck out to me was Apache helicopter mechanic.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I've always been interested in like aviation fields and stuff like that, flying RC planes and helicopters and stuff like that. So I figured, I never thought I could work on them, especially being a 17-year-old. But let's do it.
That's a dream come true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Sam's going to trust you with this.
100%.
Where'd you go for basic?
Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Okay, all right. So you did that, and then do you go to a specialized school to learn?
Yes, sir. So for us, it's AIT, which stands for Advanced Individual Training, and that is all your job training on the job you chose in the Army.
Okay.
So, and that was in Fort Eustis, Virginia, where I learned all the insides and outs of working on the Apache. Okay.
Now, this is kind of interesting because when I talk to soldiers like yourself, they've always got like a path, not just in the Army, but kind of for like the next, 20, 30 years. And maybe they're going to spend some time in the Army, they're not, but they're taking advantages of all the different types of benefits, and there's plenty. And you were telling me before we started recording about one of the benefits that you're taking advantage of, and it's really setting you up very nicely.
Yes, sir. So, obviously I joined young with the full intentions of doing the 20 years.
Yeah.
And as time went on, I kind of figured out and learned about the VA home loan benefit. So I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Not really. You mentioned it, but tell everybody what that is.
So with the VA home loan benefit, I'm literally using the Army and that benefit to invest in real estate during my time in service. And for most people, conventional home loan, you're putting 20% down.
Yeah.
And housing around this area, you're looking at $300,000 to $400,000 for a house.
Yes.
So you're coming out of pocket $30,000 to $40,000 just to be considered for a house.
Yes.
With the VA home loan benefit, once you completed training, so basic training and AIT, you qualify for that benefit. And what that is,
once you finish basic training and your AIT.
Yes, sir. So, basic training is roughly 10 weeks long. AIT depends on the job.
Wait, so you're talking about when you're still 18, you're qualifying for this
100%,
benefit?
100%.
Okay.
So, as long as you have decent credit, obviously, you still need to have a credit score of some sort.
Yeah.
But with this benefit, you apply for it. The VA, for one, has really competitive mortgage rates, often outbeats any other competitor. And also, there's zero money down. So here I am, a young teenager, early 20s. I'm eligible for these homes with zero money down.
Yeah.
So I bought my first house in Colorado when I was stationed in Fort Carson. Practically walked into it with nothing.
Yeah.
2 years down the road, I flipped it, made some decent money on it, and came here to Texas as a recruiter, and I bought one in McKinney. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But the other benefit the VA has is the VA construction loan. And similar to the VA home loan, essentially, as long as you own your land outright, with that VA construction loan, same thing, no money down. The VA will essentially fund you for the construction loan. And you don't pay a penny down until you move into the house.
Wow.
So my land will be paid for in full by the money I've earned while I'm in. And then the VA construction loan, I'll make sure that's within the realm of my retirement that I'm getting. So as far as the mortgage, utilities, all that stuff will be covered by what I'm getting, what I've earned after my 20 years of service.
Do a lot of soldiers take advantage of this?
Some do, but I believe a lot of people don't because they don't realize how accessible it is.
Yeah.
And then really what it is. So I try to tell that all to my peers, my soldiers below me,
and
anybody trying to join the Army. I know a lot of these kids are young; they're not thinking about buying a house, but
you were thinking about it at like 18 to 20.
Well, just my background, I always dreamed about living in a house. We lived in mobile homes my whole life.
Okay.
So my big picture was a house. I didn't think it'd be this accessible, but once I learned about it, I'm like, that's what I'm doing.
Wow,
100%.
That's really a smart financial move.
Yes, sir.
Man, what for other people who are thinking about joining the Army, what are some of the common misconceptions about Army service?
Okay, so me being a recruiter the last year and a half out of Plano, Texas, a lot of the youth, at least in that area, what I've experienced is they just see the movies. And obviously the movies, all you're going to see is a lot of the combat stuff, the action, the big picture moment on the movie.
Yeah.
Right? But there's a lot more opportunities outside of combat-related jobs. Yes, there are combat-related jobs, but in active duty, which is the full-time positions, there's over 150 different jobs.
Okay.
And like I mentioned earlier, I'm in aviation, work on helicopters. There's also medical fields, IT. We have people that work on computers.
Yeah.
Mechanics, whether we wheeled mechanics, diesel mechanics, track mechanics, helicopters, so on. So there's over 150 different jobs. You don't have to be a combat role if you don't want to. And yes, if you do deploy, I mean, there's always that possibility. But when you do deploy, you're still doing the job you chose.
Yeah.
So if you're like an IT specialist and you deploy, you're still in a secure building behind a desk working on computers.
Well, some people look at the Army as a last-ditch effort, but that's really the wrong way to look at it, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I hate when people say that, I mean,
like I got nothing else going on.
Yeah, I can understand where they're coming from because maybe they don't know and they just think, because, back in the day it was go to jail or go to the military, right? But I wish it was that easy. But honestly, it's an opportunity. A lot of, 9 times out of 10 people that want to come in, they're not eligible. It's competitive. It's not easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not easy to get in. It's based off your physical qualifications, your test scores and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
But it's an opportunity. It's not a last-ditch effort.
Okay.
Because, obviously, as time went on, our benefits and stuff like that, as far as education, healthcare, and of those things, it's a lot better than it used to be.
It's tremendous. The education benefits are tremendous. I've met so many soldiers over the past couple of years doing this that have gotten master's degrees.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And you can do that. So we have the full-time position, which is active duty, and we have part-time, which is Army Reserves.
Yeah.
Through the Army Reserves, a lot of people do that if they wanted to stay local and knock out school full-time, which is an option. That's fine.
Yeah.
And with the Reserves, you're only working 2 days a month, and you have drill during the summer months typically. Sometimes it fluctuates left or right.
Yeah.
But it's literally part-time Army to get some of the benefits and knock out your education stuff.
Yeah.
But even when you're active duty, you can still do college full-time if you want to. It just depends on what kind of workload you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, my dad did that. He went in, had no college at all, and by the time he got out, he had his PhD. The benefits are incredible, and like you said, it's really improved. And a lot of people may not be up to date on what all the benefits are.
100%. And, even if you came into the office, for instance, right, people think, if I walk in, I'm joining. The same thing. I wish it was that easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Yeah.
No, you come into the office, get the information, learn more about it, what we have to offer, and answer any questions you have. And then going from there, it is a process. It'll still take possibly a few weeks, possibly a month or longer, just taking it step by step. But you don't have to sign on for 20 years.
No. You decide that's your goal, but you haven't committed to 20. You commit a couple years at a time. Is that how you do it?
Yeah. So most contracts range from 3 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Some jobs are as little as 2 years, but 2 years isn't super common.
Yeah.
But 3 to 4 years, we can get that all day long on most jobs.
And by the way, we're not talking. You don't have to be 18. You could be. I mean, you can be in your 20s and I kind of did a little bit of school.
Thing.
I want to have a little bit of school, but I'm kind of thinking, maybe this is a path I want to take. I'm 25. Is that too late?
It is not too late, and that's another thing that people, have that misconception about. Because a lot of people come in and say, "Oh, I'm too old now. I can't do it. I'm not a teenager." No, you can be up to the age of 35 before being required an age waiver.
Yeah.
But with an age waiver between the ages of 35 and 38, you can still get in.
Yeah.
So as long as you meet that requirement, you can still get in. And the goal is for you to retire if you decide to retire before the age of 60. So, essentially up to 38 is the max age. We can still get you in the service.
Oh no, we worked with someone who had just a ton of student loans and joined the reserve. Because the benefits were so great.
Oh yeah, we have student loan repayment that'll pay for.
That's what she did.
Loans and stuff like that. So we can help you knock all that stuff out. If you don't want that debt over your head, I can fully understand, and you can use those benefits to carry forward to finish out your degree or pursue even maybe a larger degree.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits. All right, if people are listening to this, go, I am so misinformed about all these opportunities and all the different jobs and so forth that I can do in the military. How could they contact you?
So if they want to contact me, I do have my personal government cell phone number. They're more than welcome to text or call me at 817-881-9704.
Give that one more time here, and we'll put it at the bottom of the screen here.
So it's 817-881-9704.
Okay.
Also, I'm located out of Plano, Texas, off of Legacy and Coit, and our address is 4100 Legacy Drive, and we are Suite 403-4. In Plano, Texas. So you're more than welcome to stop on by, ask for me. If I'm not available, we do have a great group of NCOs that are more than willing to help anybody out to answer any questions they might have and, go from there. So just know they're not making that commitment when they first walk in. It's just to get the information. And then if they want to do it, we'll go from there. All
right. And by the way, too, you can also go to goarmy.com/Hawkeye, and Hawkeye, the H is lowercase. And that's important or it won't work. goarmy.com/Hawkeye, make the H lowercase for more information also. All right. Sergeant Watson, thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Of course. I appreciate being here, and y'all welcome me in and give me time to, spread the word.